Hey Beer Army, my name is Amanda Alch. Welcome back to Brew for You. Today is a really exciting day because we get to visit a lot of breweries here, but today we're doing something a little bit different. We are actually pairing with Best Little Brewfest in Texas, and I have been chosen to be a judge here. I'm going to be tasting a lot of beers and giving you guys kind of an overview of what it means not to just drink beer, but really enjoy it. We also have a very, very special guest today. He is from MasterChef, Ben Starr. Totally a ham, so much fun, and we can't wait for you to be a part of it here on Brew for You.
All right, guys, have everybody's attention for just a moment.
I heard it.
It actually worked out pretty well. Thanks for coming out. This is our second year doing this, and it's a pleasure to have you guys here, and I can't thank you more for being a part of it. My name's Adam. I run the Professional Brewers Competition along with this crew you see behind me. We're doing things a little bit differently this year, trying to make things a little bit easier. That gave us a couple hiccups. I'll let you know why we are so behind today. We got a call about 6:30 in the morning that one of our shelves crashed in the fridge. But it's okay, we only lost one bottle.
Oh. And it was a Coors Light.
And so I thank you very much for hanging tight with us and being calm and courteous and just hanging out. We have the screen up. We're going to actually have a live flight sheet running so you can tell what categories are already taken. That way, after you're done doing your category or flight, if you want to switch to a different one, you can. You'll be able to see what's available. It's color-coded. Also, on your sheets is everything you need for the beer. Your ABV, your IBUs, the category, subcategory. On that second page, you'll also find the brewery notes. So you'll find ingredient notes and any other special notation that they've added there. On that note, that's all I really need to say to you guys. This is Daner. He runs the Best Little Brewfest, the actual festival. We are all actually underneath him. So I'd like to introduce him, and he'll tell you about everything else that's involved.
Thanks so much, guys, for being here, guys and gals. We really appreciate your volunteering today to help us with this. I could not be more proud of this team that's put this together. It's been a dream and passion of mine for a while to have a competition here in the state of Texas. And right now, as you know, we do Texas-only craft beer, and we have dreams and ambitions to grow that to a larger audience. This morning, I want to introduce a couple of special guests. And first, I'd like to introduce Amanda Alch, and she and, where'd he go? Hollin, he's somewhere, he's behind the camera, here he is. Hollin have become good friends and partners in the craft beer community. Amanda has and Hollin have put together a program, a business called Brew for You TV, and we're so excited to be partnering with them this year and helping get the word out and build the craft beer community in Texas and beyond. We also have with us Ben Starr. Ben's a local guy. He's, I don't even know all of his accolades, but he is a chef. We'll start with that, and then we kind of go up, the funnel goes up from there. He is a celebrity chef of sorts. He has not brewed, but he has cooked with beer in so many different capacities that it's amazing what he has done with beer.
I've been brewing for 10 years.
And been brewing for 10 years. We're also, I want to introduce Just Dave. Just Dave is a huge part of the Blue Bonnet community, which is the largest, I understand the largest probably in the country. The world, we'll just say the world, universe, the galaxies included. The homebrew competition, which has been around 30-something years. Dave, we're just so glad to have you here. And all of you, thank you so much for being here. Anyway, I guess what we'll do is we'll be pairing up 2 by 2.
All right, let's get together.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And I want to do specialty beers.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to do Belgian and French.
Yeah. And we have to do your porters and your stouts.
Porters and stouts. Well, I was going to say smoke and wood aged would be really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing about like the IPAs would have to be at the end too, because if you do the Imperial IPAs, like I had a beer that was literally called Palate Wrecker.
Yeah, I've had Palate Wrecker.
And like once I had it, I was just like nothing else tasted like anything. Okay, so we're gonna do Tasting 101.
Excellent.
All right, so so as I'm sure you know, same with wine, you want to smell first. Nose is like 90% of the battle when it comes to taste.
Yep.
And just like wine, swirling is really good too. You're releasing aromas. You can actually use your hands to cup beer. If it's too cold, sometimes it won't release all of the flavor that's in the beer. With lagers, that doesn't really matter as much, but with porters, stouts, darker, heavier, and definitely higher alcohol content beers, that's really important.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's...
Cheers.
Cheers! Color, this is light in color.
Crystal clear.
Grass, this has like, lagers have a lot of grass, hay.
It's very hay.
They taste like a fresh cut lawn to me.
Yeah. I like looking at the carbonation level. Different styles of beer have different set requirements for carbonation, but the level of carbonation definitely affects how the beer kind of dances on your tongue and releases those flavors.
Sure. And all notes that you get in the front of your mouth are different than notes that you get in the back of your mouth as well.
Yeah, you have to make a weird face with your tongue kind of moving around that beer.
I know, this is really nice. It's super crisp, really clean.
Great for summer.
Great for summer.
Yeah.
So what would you pair with a lager?
There are two different schools of thought on beer pairings. The first is choosing a beer that complements the flavors in the food. So if you're thinking about this type of beer, you would think something lighter, you know, a fish dish.
Sure.
The other
Coffee,
school of thought,
something like that.
Sure. The other school of thought is to pair a beer that contrasts radically with what you've decided to eat. So you could, in fact, choose to drink this beer with something like a really spicy curry, an Indian curry, or a Thai curry, because it's going to have the complete opposite effect. But I'm going to tell you, ultimately, I really don't like all of the rules and standards set for pairings.
Sure.
Because that tends to give folks a bit of a paranoia that they're going to order the wrong beer, or that they're not going to appear to the server or to the bartender that they are knowledgeable enough to pick the correct beer.
Intelligent.
So,
I'm such a beer snob.
Right.
I can't have.
So I tend to go with the philosophy of the perfect beer pairing with whatever you're eating is the beer that you like to drink.
Sure.
Because as you drink that favorite category, that favorite beer with a variety of different foods, you're going to discover different things about that beer as well.
Sure.
So you're educating yourself when you select your favorite beer to drink with a lot of different things.
Just like beer, I'm sure, brings out flavor in food. It's the same, exact and opposite.
Absolutely. We talked earlier about how a lot of the flavor compounds in beer are fat soluble, which means they can only be unlocked in the presence of fat, and beer does not have fat in it. So if you're drinking a beer with a high-fat meal like a steak or barbecue, you're going to discover different flavors in that beer that you wouldn't ordinarily have if you were just drinking it by itself.
Right,
so.
of course.
Sure.
All right,
so we've got our categories here.
We have our, this is our summary sheet. Is this what we do here?
Yep.
All right, here we go. All right.
We call for our next one?
I guess we should. Beer, please.
So hops, which are one of the primary and critical in flavoring and aroma ingredients in beer, are waxy compounds and they tend to stick to your tongue. So if you're wanting to reset your palate for a new beer, not only do you want to put something in your mouth to cleanse the flavor from the last beer, but you want something a little bit rough that kind of scrapes the waxy hop compounds off your tongue. So you want a cracker, a little bit of beer, something like that.
Right. So I know, at a lot of festivals, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll actually have a little string around them and have pretzels, just a little thing of pretzels.
That's perfect. The salt and the gravelly texture of the pretzel will definitely wipe that hop off of your tongue.
you always, when you do a tasting, it's really important to start with lighter beers and then gradually go darker, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to ruin your palate and get started with something really bold and brash early on, specifically with hop-forward beers. Notes of pine, citrus, clove, lemon. These can really stick in your mouth. Those Cascade hops just stay there and they just want to linger forever. And so it can take away from a beer that's a lot lighter and has, you know, sort of really teeny weeny notes that you would only really be able to pick out with a fresh, clean palate.
Yeah.
Yes. So when tasting beer, I think it's really important you start light, start low in alcohol content. Oh wow, this one, the color's different on this one.
Quite a rich color on this lager. Color is definitely not typical of the style.
No, this is definitely has, it's a little more gold. It's got gold, a little, maybe a little copper.
And slightly cloudy.
Slightly cloudy, definitely. It doesn't, it's not characteristic. A lot of lagers are just clean. I mean, you can see right through them. This is definitely, when you like, look at beers, holding them up to the light so you can see, get some natural light poured through so you can see what you're looking at. This one, and I mean, you can see the difference in color. It's like, oh my gosh.
Very significant. Yeah.
But they're the same style, so it's just, you know, it really proves that each beer that you have is so vastly different.
Sure.
And
it certainly doesn't mean that it's not going to be a delicious beer.
Of course
it's just
not.
its color and clarity don't necessarily conform to the particular standards that are set for this classification of beer.
Right, exactly.
But I'm excited to taste it anyway.
All right, let's do it. All right, what do we got here? So we've looked at the color. We definitely need to smell. When you smell beer, think of yourself as like a greyhound, like a dog. And short sniffs are really good when sniffing beer, just like when sniffing wine. Kind of makes you look like ridiculous.
It does. You make a lot of weird faces when you taste.
Right, but what happens is your nose, if you take a really long sniff of beer, sometimes your nose can dry out a little bit. And so if you do shorter sniffs, maybe 1, 2, or 3 times, you pick different notes up every time that you smell the beer. And like we said before, taste is like 90% of what you smell.
Sure.
We were so honored and privileged to have the wonderful and talented Ben Starr from not only Master Chef, but an executive chef at Frank, among many talented other chefs that you have there. Thank you so much for drinking beer with me and talking food.
Entirely.
We loved it. It was wonderful. Cheers to you.
Get drafted.
Get drafted. What a privilege for me to be chosen as a judge for Best Little Brewfest in Texas, an incredible competition that gives money to charity. We got to talk to Ben Starr today, an amazing chef from Frank, Food to the Point, and Daner, the founder of this wonderful competition. We cannot wait to see you on June 20th for more fun and more beer. Get drafted. Brew for you.